Hello, friends. Welcome to IT Job Pulse. Today is the 17th video of a PMP training program. And as you are aware, we are now learning quality management plan as per PMBOK. Okay. So yesterday we had high level overview. Now we are getting into deep dive. Okay. So quality tools in projects. Today's topic is or how I learned to stop worrying and love the fishbone. As soon as I said this word fishbone in one of my trainings, uh, so one of the students he said, "Is it some kind of a dish? So are we having a fish in the dinner today?" So it's not any dish, okay? And you will understand in coming slides. Also, from yesterday, I have started one amazing practice that I share one cheat sheet with you, which you can use before your interview. So altogether, if there are 30 training videos on PMP training, then you can use just 30 cheat sheets and hardly it will take 1 hour for you to go through those cheat sheets. But I can assure you that if you go through cheat sheets before the interview, you will rock and you will succeed in the interview. So let's get started. Slide one, that is introduction. What are quality tools? They are like debugging for your entire project, not just your code. So it's not only just about the code which we write, it's about entire project. And we need to make sure that whatever issues are there, we handle it very well. Bugs, you can say, okay? Imagine you are an IT project manager. So picture this, you are an IT project manager. It's your dream job. You have achieved it, okay? Now what will happen? Your app keeps crashing. Okay. So I will tell you about here, like if you are using waterfall methodology and suppose hypercare and maintenance is not part of your project management delivery, then you can escape this because in waterfall we gather requirements and we just develop it and we give it to the stakeholders. But jokes apart, nevertheless, no matter whether you have maintenance and hypercare in your project as a part of delivery, still I recommend you to make the app as much as smooth possible, and it should not be crashing. So your app keeps crashing. It can be any technology, like it can be website, it can be Android, iOS, anything. So as the app is crashing, what client, that is business stakeholder, will do? The client keeps crashing your inbox, not only inbox, on the calls, in the delivery forums, in the uh, in the weekly calls, okay, in the everywhere the client will be crashing. Okay, you need help. Okay, absolutely, here you need help. Enter. So what is the help? Quality tools. You are nerdy, reliable friends who help you find out what went wrong, why it went wrong, and who to blame. So, in other words, I say RCA, that is root cause analysis. Now, quality tools are designed to help you to reach to a root cause analysis. As like, we have some problems in our life. We approach our friend and you tell the scenario, then he do analysis and he comes with the exact root cause why it happened, and then uh, like blaming also you can do. But if you want to be a best project manager, please stay away from blame game. Ultimately, it's a teamwork. Okay, I know it's hard, but that's the kind of a project manager I am, and that really works for your team and the overall success of the organization. So let's go to the second slide, that is the seven basics quality tools PMBOK approved plus developer tested. Now, this is PMBOK. I have mentioned in my previous video. Again, I will tell you, that is Project Management Body of Knowledge. Bingo! One more time, I got the full form correct. Okay, so let's understand those seven tools. First is cause and effect diagram. So you got it. Fishbone is nothing but it's a tool. Okay, and as I said, blame game but productive. Now in fishbone diagram, actually I have not pasted any diagram here from Google, so you can search and you can check how it looks like. So it is helping us to understand what went wrong and who did that and why it happened. The source, as I mentioned, root cause analysis. So again, even I mentioned it blame game. Just it's not actually a blame game. It's to understand what exactly caused. That is what it is saying. Cause and effect diagram, fishbone. Okay. So we'll understand in coming slides. Flowchart, flow-o-meter. Show how the madness flows. Okay. Check sheet, bug collector. Keep track of stuff that sucks. Okay. Pareto diagram. Again, it's one of my, I mean, if you ask me, this is my favorite. This is the best one. 80-20 was focus where it hurts most. Control chart, drama detector. Is it getting worse or chill? Okay. Scatter diagram, chaos mapper. See if A causes B or just panic. So we'll understand each tool in coming slides. Cause and effect diagram, page one. It is also known as Ishikawa diagram. Okay. It is used to find root causes of problems, as I mentioned, without blaming Deepak from DevOps. Sorry, Deepak, it's just a random name taken here. So, like, we don't have to go to someone and ask, like, what is the issue, what is the root cause, so we can find it. Okay. And we don't have to blame anyone from DevOps. So IT example is your app keeps freezing during checkout. Okay, it gets basically stuck at the time of checkout. Fishbone branches. Okay, machine, is the server drunk? So is there any problem in the server? Okay, so server is nothing. It's related to machine. Method. Did we follow the wrong deployment process? Right. So what method we have used? Have we used a wrong deployment method? Okay. Then measurement. Were we testing on it works on my machine settings, right? So if you are doing the measurement and if you are doing the testing in your own machine settings, then definitely it will cause some issues. Manpower. New intern pushed code to prod again. Prod is nothing but the production again. So you might have intern or a fresher who has pushed the code to prod again. Material, okay. Wrong database, test DB in prod. Okay. So did we use any wrong database or any test in DB prod not done well? Okay. That is test of DB in production environment. Okay. Bonus, makes your meeting room look smart instantly, right? So now see, the issue was it is phrasing during checkout. Now, if we look all the factors like machine, method, measurement, manpower, material, so what is left? Everything is covered. Now, when we follow this fishbone diagram, the branches, we get the answer for why it is happening. If we don't know why it is happening, then we can't solve it, right? Flowchart, also known as process GPS. Use this when no one knows what happens between submit request and system crash. Okay. Now, when you are not sure between uh, two things or two systems or two actions, then you can use this flowchart. IT example, create a flowchart of your support ticket system. And please ignore the spoiler, that is, there are more loops than Nolan movie. Okay. So I remember one of the projects, it was a first release, and it had lot of issues, lot of bugs, lot of challenges. It was CI/CD um, environment. And uh, actually, to be honest with you, at that time, we didn't have that much time. And it was a global project of 63 countries. Okay. And I just used Excel sheet to make a note of all the bugs, issues, okay, and we tracked it. So roughly altogether, uh, on the first day itself, we got to see close to 100 issues or bugs, you can say. So it was actually expected because it was a huge data, and it was a huge change. 360-degree change was happening. So you can use Excel also. Okay. You will discover. So do you want to know what happened to what happened to those 100 bucks? So as we progressed, as we had multiple release, then though that count got reduced to a good significant number of like average 10, 15 issues. So that is absolutely fine considering this kind of environment, global environment. And it was like a great achievement, which I will say, because we reached to that number within 2 months of time. So that was one experience which I had. So you will discover approval steps that go to a black hole. Sometimes, yeah, I mean, I struggled a lot. I mean, I had to uh, speak to developers, key stakeholders, and I had to chase them very badly because CI/CD means that we cannot afford to have issues because it impacts the business. Okay. Temporary fixes that became permanent. Yeah. Uh, so there are a few fixes. It becomes permanent. Uh, So I want to say that we already had a plan to integrate a service now to track all the issues which are happening in the system. So we implemented that and we got a great success. Secret steps known only to Ravi, who's on leave. So again, not to blame anyone. It's just a random name. Then we'll go to the next slide, that is check sheet, also known as bug bingo card. Okay. It's a simple form where you track how many times something terrible happens. Okay. ID example, track how many users report login issues, cart issues, page crash after clicking checkout again. And the result, you get real usable data, not just its buggy feedback from Karen. So I would like to put it in a other way, this example. Like anything happens into any kind of a project, if we are creating this kind of a sheet and we are tracking consistently what issues are coming, how frequently it is coming, okay? So this is again a game changer. This is again one of the best methods to do the quality management, because if you are tracking it consistently, definitely you are measuring it, and you will be able to achieve a great amount of success. Slide 6, Pareto chart, also known as 80-20 rule or the lazy genius tool. My favorite. I love it. 80% of the problems come from 20% of causes. So fix the nasty 20%. Now, if you notice in your life, you have a lot of clothes in your cupboard, but can you think about the number of clothes you are using? Imagine there are 10 clothes, but 10 pair of clothes you have, but you are using just two out of them. That is 20% only you are using, 80% is just kept in the cupboard. Okay. So it is, I mean, the beauty of this Pareto chart is awesome because 20% is causing the 80% damage. Okay. So it is little tricky. You will understand with time, but simple logic is there. Let's say there are 100 issues. Okay. But 20% of them causing the 20 issues are something which is causing the 80% damage. Okay. Now, if you just work on these 20 issues, then you will overall you will have improvement of 80%. Okay. So there are 80 issues, but they are not causing that much damage. Okay. So it is a uh, it is the best method. Like same thing. If 80% of crashes come from two modules, stop fixing 100 bugs and just fix the worst two. Okay. So you can call it showstopper. Okay. Pro tip, makes you look super smart in meetings. Let's Pareto this. You will say, and nobody will question it because you're covering the most important factor, right? And here I also want to give you one tip about the learning interview. And if you are doing a career transition, if you are getting into IT from non-IT, or even if you are in IT, you're turning from developer to a project manager or from BA to developer or tester to PM. So like learning is a never-ending story. Okay. Till this date also there are few things I'm not good at, I'm not certain at. Okay. But don't worry, while making the presentation, while sharing the content with you, I make sure that I share the correct information with you. However, throughout my career, when I started, I wasn't perfect. I didn't know everything. I started, still I got a job as a project manager. I have got a good amount of experience as well. Uh, but still, I'm learning. So learning is a never-ending journey. Don't get attached or you just don't keep on learning. Sometimes we get stuck at a learning stage. I will recommend get a good understanding. At least I think you can spend 30 days. Okay, every day you can spend 2 hours on learning, and after 30 days please start applying for jobs. Please appear in the interview. I have seen people, they spend 6 months, 8 months, a lot of time on just learning. Okay. So you will still get a job, don't worry. You just have to make sure that you give your best, you do the preparation consistently, because ultimately learning you will do it, but what is going to help you if you answer in the interview and if you answer about the project experience. Slide 7, that is histogram, also known as the sad bar graph of errors. For some reason, I never used it and I don't like it. Shows how often each problem happens. Okay. IT example, bug categories versus frequency. It's a similar approach to previous one. Sorry, fifth one. Okay. Uh, the sheet one. Okay. Let's go to the fifth one. Okay. Check sheet. Okay. How many times something terrible happens? So here it is like it is a categories, bug categories versus frequency. Login error 2x, that app crashes 12x. Okay. Button not working 5x. User rage emails 37x. Okay. So you are able to see how often this problem happened, but it is with frequency. Okay. So I will still say it's the other way of using sheet. of slide number 5. Looks simple but speaks volumes. And unlike your WhatsApp group, it shows real patterns. So in WhatsApp groups, we have like, so there is a term called as WhatsApp University. Anything comes on WhatsApp and we just accept it, okay? But this is something, it is actually, we are talking based on the data. Slide 8, control chart, also known as sanity checker over time. It tracks your process over time and shows if your team is improving or if you are spiraling into chaos. Sorry for the pronunciation, spiraling into chaos. So, like it is, it's all about process. It is tracking the process, and it is not talking about time and shows. It just we are checking here if we are improving or we are just doing very bad or we are just getting into the chaos. Okay. IT example, measure the number of defects per sprint. Okay. So how many defects are happening per sprint? Okay. If they are randomly spiking, red flag. Okay. If they stay within control limits, breathe easy. Okay. And bonus makes you feel like a data scientist without doing Python. Okay. Now we are tracking the data. Okay. The number of defects per sprint and uh, like if it is spiking randomly, but I think it is not in our control. That is why we are putting it as a red flag. Okay. But if it is within control limits, that means if it is manageable, then we can breathe easy. Okay. Somehow it looks little complicated, but yeah, you can use this one as well. So the point here is okay, so we are left with one more diagram, that is scatter diagram, also known as the maybe it's related, maybe not tool. Okay, so it's all about the possibilities. Shows the relationship between two variables. This is a little tough one, and I kind of don't like it. Okay, as I mentioned, I don't know all the tools. I don't use all the tools. So whatever is required, whatever is giving me the outcome, as long as my work is getting done, I don't have to worry about the perfection. Okay. IT example, that is bugs when team size, coffee when production bugs. So like we consider bugs and coffee. Okay. So there is a connection between bugs and the team size. Okay. So there are variables. Okay. And that is what the correlation, you can say, coffee when production bugs. Productivity when Ravi opens his mouth. So the closer your dots are to a straight line, the more likely you have found a pattern or a scapegoat. Okay. So again, we are trying to compare, or we are connecting uh, two variables, and we are trying to understand the correlation between them. If X is causing Y, or Y is causing X, and what is the connection between two variables, like A is the one variable, B is another variable. So in that way, scatter diagram is used. So the point here is the cheat sheet, okay? Tool name, purpose, okay? And common use in IT projects. Cause and effect diagram, fishbone. Okay, again, it's not a dish. Identify root causes of a problem. So I just want to say one thing. One of my students, when he was not having any knowledge of IT, and he was from non-IT, so he appeared in the interview. So I have previously also talked about this. So in the interview, it was asked, "What is Jeera?" So he answered, "The South Indian dish." Again, Jira is tool. Okay. So guys, don't say in the interview fishbone is a delicious, tasty uh, fish dish. Okay. So it is a tool, cause and effect diagram. Identify root causes of a problem. My favorite. Okay. Debug like use this like debugging frequent production crashes. Flowchart. Visualize the process flow. It's about visualization, then mapping user login to checkout process. Check sheet, collect and tally data. Tracking recurring bugs or support tickets. Okay. Pareto chart is nothing but prioritize biggest contributors to issues we already discussed, identifying top 20% bugs causing 80% failures. Histogram, show frequency distribution, seeing how often various types of bugs occur. Control chart, monitor process stability over time, checking if QA defect rate is under control. Okay. Scatter diagram, I hate it, but identify correlation between two factors, analyzing link between complexity and bugs. Okay. So this is a cheat sheet. If you want, you can take a screenshot, and if you want the entire presentation slide, then you can check the comment. You'll get it in the comments. Okay. So what I was saying, the conclusion. Remember, you don't have to use them all. Just pick the ones that make you look smart and solve problems. Okay. Before some time, I mentioned about I don't know. I mean, most of them I know how it works. Some of them I have used, and some of them I have not used. So, as per the project, as per the organization, as a project manager, you can recommend also. And suppose if they ask me to use a scatter diagram, which is very complex, which is very challenging, no problem. I already have a good understanding around it. I will explore. I will give more time, and I will learn it. Okay. So the base once your basics are clear, tools is like you can uh, learn it. And dear PMBOK, grant me the serenity to spot root causes. Okay, the courage to face my control charts, and the wisdom to never deploy on Fridays. So can you guess who is this and who is saying it? Like any the role of the person in the project management? Yes, bingo. I think you guessed it right. It's developer. Okay. So use the tool which you can understand and which helps you to manage the quality. And yes, this is ongoing series, and still there is a lot to cover. And I want to tell you one thing, that there is a real-time project, hands-on project I'm going to be covering. So please stay tuned. Till then, take care. Catch you soon. Bye bye.